Hello, folks. It is me. I'm Biggy, and I'm back. And this is Misfortunes in Malmouth. It's gonna be a while before we reach Malmouth, but yeah, this is Let's Play Grim Dawn as a dual-wield fire strike pistol wielder. Yeah. When we last left off, we jumped into this quest in the Forgotten Gods expansion, and I just thought, and I just realized that
Greetings, Seeker.
we have Cargon here, and he has a quest for us to find a tome, and it'll let us transmute things. And I just also realized that, let me just move up, put a couple of these points here. In my inventory, I do have a Blood Reaper's cowl and a Blood Reaper's mark, and I'm actually very tempted to see if I could rotate enough times to uh, get all of the skills of the Marauder set, because I just need the gloves and the Fury, and then I'll be done. Um, the thing is, will this set basically be obsolete by the time I'm able to rotate it? Oh, well, we don't know. But yeah, this helmet is also a little bit stronger than this one. So let's just go ahead and replace that, and I'll sell this the next time I am at a shop. So with that in mind, it is now time for me to, say, return to where I last left off, which is um, going here. And let's go ahead and run towards the Sunbane Oasis. It's going to take us a little while, but I do love being able to transmute this early in game. And just to cut a long story short, um, I already have my uh, kind of like items that I need for rotating and transmuting to different sets from all my other characters. Also, if you want to see me actually play some of the other characters that I have leveled up, do let me know. Because, like I said, this isn't my first character. This is my first dual, kind of like melee, like not melee, but first attempt at a ranged DPS type character. So you already saw me make one big mistake as I um, get my butt handed to me by Warden Krieg. But yeah, I'm gonna do like move back out of the main quest for a little bit. Let me just try doing this without, okay, getting surrounded. Yikes. Let's deal with the closest guy first. Do this. Try to move away. Okay, open the rift gate. Oh boy, okay. Right. Let's go ahead and go Vital Essences. Right. And look at all of these items in a little bit. We have a Ring of Vile Intent, which is poison based, so not relevant to us. But like I said, we want to run through this area as quickly as possible. We will probably stop by for a couple of the shrines that I know of. But I think that's going to be the majority of this episode. Just me running through the Corvin Plateau, avoiding battles, rush towards the various points of interest. Let's run through here. I believe. Let's avoid all those guys. Keep the levels low. Move through here. Those guys are a bit unavoidable, so let's deal with them. Level 26, so same level as me, it's no big deal. But I really should use my right hand. Get away from me, please. Griffins. Corbin Sands, very good. Just go ahead and run straight up to avoid the big dinosaur that's on the right side of the screen. Meanwhile, we will walk up this way. There is a boss here. Please don't notice me. Just let me get my rift here. Thank you. And let me walk down here to the secret area and to this disgusting maw of Inat. This will always drop a Fetten mask, but it requires level 50. And this thing is a little bit of a preview, I guess, to what we're going to see in Maw Mouth. Look at that big maw of a mouth. That was bad, but yeah, don't fight each other. Oh, they're part of my friends, my buddies from the cult of Salile. And let's just keep moving forward there. And what's going to be our topic for today then? That I could talk about whilst I game. Because generally I like talking about random world topics and showing how much a little I know. How much little I know. Showing how little I know. There we go. I guess that's probably a good idea for you guys to leave me a couple of questions in the comments, or a couple of topics that I could talk about while I'm playing. Let's see now. We're in the desert. Let's talk about deserts. Or let's talk about the environment. Ah, there we go. Talk about climate change. That'll go real well with my test audience. With my audience. Something real silly. Not silly, but it's gonna get me demonetized. I don't think talking about climate change gets me demonetized, can I? Oh, I know. Let's talk about kind of viewpoints of certain YouTubers then, and how it... Because last time I talked a little bit about how like creators and their content should be separated. Ooh. Why not give me like Marauder stuff? That's what I want. Let's deal with these guys first before I pop and get more bad guys popping up. But yeah. Recently I've been looking at some of my the YouTubers that I've been... Oh, this is Thunderstruck, not fire. YouTubers that I've been subscribed to, and I think it's because of the general heat of you know of how things are, their discussions, and they tend to get political. And I don't like getting political on my uh, videos and on my streams. It really is kind of a big turn off for me. Um, Whenever YouTube discusses his political agenda, that is what's a good word of saying it? Being partisan, but without backing, like debating the side rather than the issue. Yeah. If you want to talk about political messes, you need to talk about Thailand right now. Um, but yeah, that video will get me demonetized if I started talking smack about my country. But yeah, we're far behind on the political stage right now. Like there's so much that we could be doing, and I think the younger generation is trying to do that. But it's all manipulation, like the younger generation being manipulated by the older generation to forward their agendas, and politics being this kind of a cesspool
I could use some help over.
for the worst of humanity. You know what? Let's start. Let's talk the topic that I shouldn't be talking about, but I will. Let's talk politics, but not just kind of like anything specific, anything partisan, but the kind of idea of uh, politics that's kind of like general and uh, of like how uh, ruling or staying in power works uh, in concept and in reality. Should I do that? Is that too heavy of a subject for a YouTube video of me just slaughtering a bunch of um, undead guys here with plenty of ectoplasmic gooey gore and the real kind of gore with green goo splattered everywhere? You know what? Tis my video, and I shall say my mind about certain topics or issues. But yeah, it's an interesting thing because what we're talking about is power or staying in power. I forgot to check if my video is working or not. Just give me a sec. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Um, Power and staying in power. The thing is, rulers don't really they don't rule alone, so to speak. They need help, and rulers need all the help they could need. Basically, they need subordinates, and with subordinates comes a whole slew of issues you need to deal with. Uh, One is not just keeping yourself in power, but two is also how do you keep those other people whom you need to like that you need to be able to help you run the country with your on your side. And there's things like I think about that kind of like realistic Machiavellian things being said about how to keep power. Not realistic, but realist kind of things. Machiavelli also said by himself that rulers need to be ruthless, and that fear works better than benevolence. And basically, his idea of politics is the ends justifies the means, and to keep in power, people need to, you know, if you want to kind of stay in power, people need to do the worst they can. Oh, need to be able to do the kinds of things that the worst of us can do, and have at least have that in their arsenal. Um, uh, I, in that manner, I think the how I'm gonna approach that is probably talk about one of my favorite novel series before I just kind of like die here. Okay, let's open a rift just in case. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Romance of the Three Kingdoms. If you didn't already know that, that's why got Kong Ming is one of my favorite characters. What's the twisted something that I got? This is the poisonous one. I saw something twisted intent or something. Oh, Twilight Signet. Twisted Incent. Okay, never mind. Um, I'm a huge fan of Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and I love all the kind of politicking and all that goodness, but I absolutely hate politics. Um, because of it really is kind of like against my nature. I'm way too idealistic to be able to participate realistically in politics. But lately I've been reading up on like realism, like being realist about things, and it it really you need like to be kind of like spoon-fed this kind of stuff when you're young if you wanted to have any chance in politics whatsoever, because wow, the world does not prepare you for a world of politics unless you are uh, crooked. But as I was saying, let me just get back on topic. I love Romance of the Three Kingdoms, but I also love there was a manhua, basically a uh, Hong Kong. I'm not sure. I think it's Hong Kong based um, manga scene where there's a series called The Ravages of Time. I'm absolutely in love with it. It's probably the best thing ever to happen with Romance of the Three Kingdoms because it reimagines the series in such a way that that it like, kind of like modernizes it, and it's like layer after layer after layer of twists and turns of strategy. But anyways, the one significant part of that. Okay, let me just try to not die first. Yeah, one significant part of that series is that. Oh, let me just target him properly, or her. Kurgan the Mad Priest. Oops. He has a second form. How come I didn't realize he has a second form? Yikes. The part of that series is that it really questions the idea of morality, about what whether if things people do if basically it states that if only bad people do bad things, then good people uh, basically won't be able to deal with bad people, or basically be at their level or work at their level. So it's just saying in that sense, it's saying that if moral people are unwilling to do certain things, that's going to give them an advantage. It's going to then only the only bad people will be in power. And that's the thing, though, because I think the proper words they used were not good or bad people. They just basically, I think it was loyalists and usurpers. I think that was the terminology that's more of a more accurate way of stating it. So basically, if the loyalists, basically one who upholds the moral virtues of the time, uh, don't use the kind of tactics that are available to them, and saying no, that's morally apprehensive. It's not. Then sure, but the other side will definitely do it. And what then? Do you uh, go at it at a disadvantage because they're not going to play by the rules? Uh, and with that, um, let's just grab all these things here. And we even have this little orb here. Bronze cuirass. I think we're also kind of out of space. Not outer space, but out of space. Okay, just a little bit more space. So, yeah, as I was saying, and I think that's what Machiavellian was getting at. Machiavelli was getting at. It's like, and he also was using kind of like an observation. That's what they say, and they do see that though good people don't remain in power for value, or moral people. That's the correct way of saying it. Moral people don't stay too long in power, and also it impacts the stability of the country. With that being said, how far is acceptable, and how far is it not? And I think it kind of boils down to principles. I think whether if how far you're willing to go. Like that's what sets characters like Batman apart from the Joker, right? Like he has simple rules and principles he follows, and certain values that he follows. But that's a now it becomes an issue of what you call it? What's the word for it? Integrity. There we go. It becomes an issue of integrity, and I'm not talking integrity in terms of uh, morality. Even I'm talking integrity in terms of how trustworthy a certain person is, how much they put their money where their mouth is, so to speak. That kind of integrity. People who uh, walk, not only talk the talk, but walk the walk. Those kinds of people. Like, yeah, people who do whatever they say. What you see, what you hear them say, and what you see from them is the same thing, which is like a really, really rare trait. And I don't think it's a natural trait. It's a leadership trait. If the same thing, like there's it's almost kind of impossible to imagine, for example, like someone in politics with integrity. Um, but it can happen. A lawyer with integrity could exist as well. But it's rare. People in general with integrity is like really rare. But yeah, and I think that's probably the kind of like the more important. It's not like an issue, but uh, what's kind of needed. Oh, we even got a second bit of Marauder
Can't carry anymore.
stuff as well. That's good. Which means that um, let's see. Let's grab the boots up. Unseeing Swiftness, that's okay. Vitality Essence. Archive.
I can't carry anymore.
Let's see if I could um, organize this a little bit. Let's move this over here. This over here. And we could definitely grab the archive and the slicer. And I think we'll just warp back from this point before coming back and getting the Sunbane Oasis Rift and calling it an episode. Yeah, but it's an issue of integrity, I think. Um, it doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter. If a person is morally kind of corrupt or not, but if a person, but morality is a kind of like a divisive issue. What is not a divisive issue is whether if a person is has like the kind of quality that is um, required for leadership. Just to say it, if the person has a quality that is needed for him to be able to, it's not the politics thing. What is it? That imbues trust. There we go. That's the thing that I was looking for. And of course, I'll sell all these extra little things that my character will not use. For sure. Okay, let's do this. And this one we will definitely not use. And let's look at this first page, get rid of all these things. Let's get some of these shoulders back. Let's see. Wow. It's a lot of increase in armor. And this is adding a little bit offensive ability as well. Let me see how much DPS has been reduced then. By about 30. Well, this one. 86, 61, a little bit less DPS removed, so let's just use that one for now. More defenses for less damage. How much less damage, I ask? 261, okay. You know what? I'm gonna probably do this off screen, but what I'm definitely gonna do on screen right now is warp back to my warp pad into my old rift, and then walk to the Sunbane Oasis to finish this right now and grab all these extra bits of green things. Yeah, but the thing about people, the people I kind of look out for, or the kind of people I try to keep around, and you should look for as well, is the kind of people who keep their word. Who says one thing and does that thing. as long as you can. But like I said, having that trait is going to be real hard, and people aren't going to keep their word all the time, anyways. So you know what? I think it's kind of a heavy-handed enough topic. And if you don't like this kind of topic, let me know in the comments, and I'll speak less about it. But if you do enjoy this kind of like a deeper conversation while I game, then let me know, because I do enjoy talking about deeper stuff. And that being said,
Let's see what we can put together.
let's see what we could put together. You are correct, sir. Let's first start off in transmutation. We have a random belt here. It's going to cost us too much money, isn't it? Yeah, it costs us too much money. But I do have plenty of stuff from my other characters. What about this? Let's go ahead and use the Blood Reaper's cowl. Yeah, this is okay. Nope, it's a Tome of Plagues. One more time. Brimstone Repeater. Okay. We've wasted all of our money gambling. Wonderful. But that being said,
Keep an eye out for more blueprints.
I think I might just transfer some money into my character from another character and roll a couple more times. No, that's cheating. That's fine. I don't need the Marauder set. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Hello again.
I don't need it. Okay. I think that's a good end to an episode. Thanks for joining in, folks. It's me, I'm Biggy, and I'll be back next time. But first, I also need to say thank you, members, for being members. Thank you, Apelux, for being a top tier member. The membership program is also an integral part of my streams. If you enjoy this kind of content and you want me to support me in any way, it's just a few bucks a month for the lowest tier. You get to see my videos early, and you also get a neat little icon next to your name when you comment to say that, hey, this is just to help out. But that being said, if you like the video, give it a like. If you want to be part of the channel and see more uploads of this kind, please click that subscribe button. That being said, thanks for tuning in. It's me, I'm Biggy, and I'll be back with more Grim Dawn. Bye for now.